Welcome to hole number one of the Southern Safari Tournament. Now, playing here, starting off with the par four. I've got an extra mile, level 6, and a Marlin ball. 2.5 bars of topspin, about 1 bar of right spin here. Now, take a close look at the little divot on the second fairway where I have that second bounce. So that's kind of where I'm lining it up in the middle of that divot. I'm going to adjust this one 10% max. You'll see 2.5 top, 1 right. We're getting there. 10% max. And I mean, this is the kind of shot you can play this with whatever ball you want. I'm going to use a bunch of different clubs, different balls, sort of different ideas in the video just to sort of, reach a wide audience. Guys, I've missed you. I'm sorry I missed the last video if you're a regular rookie content consumer. But as you can see behind me, we did a big move, big new house. So around 271 yards, you're going to give this one. Oh, and I also forgot about middle wall right curl there on the drive. Second shot, playing this with the long iron, you could definitely do a couple of different things here, but I think anywhere between 2 to 3 bars of backspin. And you'll notice with 2 bars of backspin, I've got that third bounce just about 3 green squares short. So keep that in mind. You can play this one any way you like, but I'm going to adjust 0% mid here on this shot. I think this is going to be a very low-scoring tournament. I know a lot of people that really enjoy this course. So let me know in the comments what you think and what kind of scores do you think you're going to be pulling off here. I think rookie level 3, you're going to have like an APOC 8 to get the gold. Let's go. Get in the hole. Hole number 2, we're going to play this one in a tailwind, of course, because this tournament is all tailwinds. Only needing a Titan ball here. Giving it about 3 bars of top spin, 2 bars of right spin. Notice that I have the top right of that yellow ring touching the rough with that second bounce out on the second fairway. 10% max on the adjustment here, and I'm going to give it like just about 3/4 of a ball of right curl, something like that. You know what I mean? So this one here, you still need to bring a big dog or a cat to reach. It does take a big long shot to get there, but with the right technique, if you happen to have the right level club, if you got a lower level club, bring a Zerk. You can still pull off a very, very nice second shot. With that second shot, I'm going to go 0.5 bars of backspin and about 0.5, anywhere from half to 1 bar of left spin. Now, see how I'm stretching it out so that the second bounce is over the bunker? If you don't have this kind of reach, just play it to the left or to the right and get it down safe for the eagle. I'm going to adjust there, stretching it out so that way we push up as many rings as we had stretched out. So I pushed up about here 1 ring. Go back and watch. You'll see when I stretch it out into the red that the bottom of that yellow ring is at the bottom of the stretch out. So that's how many rings we're going to push back to accommodate for that. So no overpower needed here. Maybe teeth overpower just at the bottom, you know what I mean? But 20% max on the pull here. This one, I watched for the first time Dale Appleby drop this shot. You can do it too. Come on, baby. Get in the hole. All right, so hole number 3, I will show you 2 ways to try to get the bounce. The first one here, a little safer. 2 bars of backspin, 3 bars of right spin. What's up, Michael Hart? And never mind all those extra bars of side spin. This is an older footage, but you're still going to play the hole with the same original hole locations. I checked, so don't worry. We're good to go. 2 back, 3 right. I've got the third bounce just before the fringe and kind of favor the left edge of the cup when you're kind of eyeing this one out because that green kind of rolls in there from left to right. But just know that this method here is a bit difficult to get the spin, the speed of the approach to be just so, because the green does slope down towards the back quite quickly. So you'll see this one come in very, very close. Gives it a look, nice and close, just about. I'm going to show you something a little spicier. All right, as promised, and you probably already guessed, we're going to go with a rough bump here. About 1.2 back, 0.2 bars of right spin here. And you'll see the landing position can be quite dicey. This plays actually quite nicely in the headwind, but you can still do it as you see here with the kind of a tailwind angle. This one lucks out and sort of pulls a little bit onto the fringe, or excuse me, onto the fairway here. Well, actually, it's a rough. I'll figure it out one of these days. But down into the bunker, sometimes you do need to push up a little bit to compensate. But in this case, it works out to be okay. 10% max, like I said, or didn't on the pull, as you can see here just on the screen. But this one comes in very, very nicely at the pin. Get in the hole. Good luck out there. Hole number 4, this is the only other one that I'll give you 2 options. First option here, the conservative approach. You'll see that we're going to bounce on this right fairway with 4.5 top, 2 bars of left spin. And once I stop fiddling around with it, you'll see that I have the top left of that red ring touching the rough. Don't go too far down this fairway because that rounded hill, if you will, can actually project it forward into the bunker or severely diminish the length of the drive. So again, I will show you the aggressive approach here after, but I think it's important for most rookie players to know how to get this one down there safely and with a very, very good chance to get the drop still. So clean drive, 10% max on the adjustment here, and you'll see it to be about 324 yards. And that should leave us nicely with the short iron. Now, Thorn, of course, for me, all the way, even Thorn 4. With this shot, not a lot of room to bounce. I end up going 3 bars of backspin. Typically, I like to play 2, but in this situation, of course, you do what you got to do. The adjustment here must be a little bit uphill. 0%. Mid-distance seems to be very, very consistent look here. Of course, as you can see, and as many players popularly will play, there is a rough bump right there as well. You would need to use the Hornet to get enough topspin, so I thought I would stick with a little bit more straightforward shot, but as you can see, it's very, very straightforward to set up as well. So it all depends on the level of clubs, confidence levels, skill set, you know, your familiarity with the game and how to play it. I'm just trying to give you as many different ideas and methods and approaches, as if you will, to get in the hole and get that low score. All right, so hole 4, once again, getting a little bit spicy here. Stretch it out, max stretch, 4.5 top, 2 bars of left spin here with the Zerk and the extra mile level 7. See that red ring? Top left red ring, half into the rough. We're going to adjust the shot, 10% max, so 4 rings will be the pull here. And again, I get that this isn't for everyone, but the conservative shot isn't for everyone either. And I don't always give 2 options because I want to keep that video snappy. I want to keep it enjoyable. My hands are sore from all the construction renovations. That's ridiculous. So all you got to do, max overpower, 1 ball left curl here. And this one should get you very, very close. There's still a chance that it can get hung up in the rough, if you will. But then you're still going to be left with a very, very short and I would say makeable rough iron. Otherwise, if it comes in nicely here, you'll see it'll just sneak out beautifully. I don't need to show you how to sink that shot. Get the hole. Hole number 5, it looks so simple, but it's so very difficult to find consistency here. 6 top, 1 right. Now, you'll notice I have the top of that green ring at the top of the rough. I'm trying to find a consistent landing position. There's really no flat spots. There's a couple of places that you play, but this one seems to be decently consistent. Negative 5% max here is the adjustment we're going to play into a sort of an uphill landing position. Don't feel bad if you just bounce this one over with some backspin and just get it on the green and get your birdie. I find even if you practice this one like 10 times, you have a perfect plan, there's no guarantee that it's going to do exactly what you want it to do. So it's up to you. I'll leave it with you to decide how you want to play. Hit the rough, comes in at a very nice speed. I know you can drop this one, but I just want to give you the idea. Hole number 6, we're going Albie hunting here. Half a bar of backspin, 2 bars of right spin, and I'm just stretching this one out so that the ball guide is pointing at the middle of that bunker. Okay, from there you can adjust and then push to max or just max overpower if you've got a decently strong tailwind. Of course, tailwind only tournament, sometimes you get really crosswind kind of situations, so you be the judge. 352 or thereabouts here should put us in a very good position to play the sniper. There's other ways to play this hole, but I think this is going to give you a lot of consistency. I bring that sniper, it's only level 6 in this example, but I'm going to use 3 bars of backspin. And notice that second bounce is just on the front edge of the fringe, or on like the last pixel of fairway before the fringe kind of thing. I try to favor the right edge of the cup because once again, there's a slope in this green. It kind of slopes in from right to the left, and you need to keep that in mind when you're setting up your shot. Otherwise, this one here with a higher level sniper is pretty close to 1-to-1, but I'd recommend playing your lower level sniper here with at least 10% max adjustment. So this one, again, you know, you just gonna have some pretty low scores in this tournament because so many of these holes can be dropped. So keep that in mind. You know, if you're not familiar with it, I think you should play a couple of practice tokens along the way if you've got it, if you can afford it, because I'm telling you, these bums are out there and I want them for you. Hole number 7, that's not very often I recommend a Kingmaker anymore, but in this situation, get that wind as low as you possibly can. 2 bars of backspin, second bounce is about 1 green square just before the fringe. The thing to notice here is 65% mid-distance elevation seems to be working pretty good here from the front tee. You keep that in mind. It's going to depend on the wind and that wind angle quite a bit, because when you have these really high elevation holes, I find that like a little bit of a wind direction difference can make a big difference in the elevation and in the adjustment overall. So keep that in mind. Bounce over comes in very, very nicely. This one looks good, baby. It's a tough hole, but it's still a chance. Hole number 8, knowing we're going to have tailwind, this is a must-drop hole. I'm using a Titan and an extra mile 6 just to show you that it can be done with lower level clubs. Definitely bring a Zerk here and avoid the overpower altogether, or just need a tiny little bit. 4.5 top, half a bar of right spin at max extension. I stretch it out and have that ball guide down the middle of the fairway. Other than that, we're going to adjust 10% max here and then push to max. These days I turn the camera around the other way, but push it to max. And then we're going to go like 4 rings of overpower. Look at the tip of the needle. Pause it, and you'll see it's kind of up in that black ring, or about 75% or so. This one just takes feeling. This is why I say to bring a higher power ball like a Zerk, and then you don't need that much overpower. Either way, still very, very safe. Comes in beautifully down the middle, and as you can see, this one's on the green, or it's going to be green side like on the fringe. So keep that in mind. It's going to be very, very straightforward. I believe in you. You got this one. Let's go. All right, hole number 9. You know you want to end this one with an albatross. Now, just bring a Titan. You don't need the Kingmaker, okay? This was me kind of not necessarily doing what I needed to do. Extra mile, down the middle on the left, max top, and about 1 to 2 bars of right spin. Pushing it all the way to max and just giving it full beans, max overpower. Just get as much distance as you possibly can. This is the kind of situation where having a higher powered club can kind of give you a little bit of a better advantage. Now, there's also a play on the right-hand side, but I'm just going to show you this left side play. I've had a decent amount of luck with it. So second shot, you can see it's a little bit uphill there. So we're going to play this one actually at 0% max. And depending on the distance of your drive, as long as you reach far enough, you don't need to use any spin at all for this shot. So I line that up with the top of the red ring, just clipping out onto the fairway, and the tip of the ball guide right at the pin. Always something I don't enjoy is adjusting on a hill like this, but you do the best you can do. Guys, good luck out there in the tournament. Don't forget ErelicGaming.com. I've got free notes already uploaded that you can check out. I'll be live playing some Master. Stop by the stream, say hi. I wish you all the very best of luck, guys. I'm happy to be back. Won't be going anywhere. Good luck out there in this Southern Safari tournament. Thanks so much for watching. Good luck.